What's up, everyone? I'm Jake. This is Panic Revving. Currently on my 1190 here. I'm about ready to peel off the K60 Scouts. When I shot this footage you're about ready to watch, I had 2,800 miles on these tires. So I'm going to call that a mid-life tire on them because they're getting worn, and I'm going to peel these off and put on some new tires. But stick with me. These are my thoughts on the K60 Scouts.
So here's my thought on the K60s. We're going to start off with the front tire. Front tire, oh yeah, front tire. I'm going to relate it to, if some of you have run the trail wings, I believe they call them the death wings. It's a little bit like that tire. A little bit better than that tire. It's a true 50-50 tire, obviously. From brand new, I wasn't overly impressed. The tread depth wasn't great. And this is the loudest tire I think I have ever run that's supposed to be a 50-50 tire. It's not no really aggressive all dirt off-road tire. Does alright on the road. It doesn't there's a deer over there. Doesn't impress me on tar roads or tar snakes. I know, it's a 21-inch front tire. It's not going to be best on the road. Seems to balance well. Doesn't get real choppy, at certain speeds. And I'm gonna rate this on my little, probably on the chart on the right over here. It'll be from a 10 to a 1. That's how I'm gonna rate all my tires. So, gravel. Front tire will start out there. Still on the front. Gravel seems to do alright. Can't complain much about it. We're going to give it about we'll say a 6 on the gravel. Very decent tire. Going to give it a 6. Nothing too crazy awesome about it. As far as pavement, I'm going to give it a 5. I want to give it a 4 just because it is so loud. I'll try to get a sound bite of how loud the front tire is on this on pavement. I'm going to give it a 5 because it performs well on the road. It's going to be a high mileage tire. And mud, I'm going to give it a solid 4 on the scale, from 10 being the best and 1 being the worst. Doesn't clean out. It's not aggressive enough to dig down in mud. You really got to be, it's not a point and shoot tire. Likes to float a little bit up on top. So that's what I'm going to give for the front. I will not personally purchase another K60 front. It's not going to be a go-to tire. Hands down, the Shinko 804 is twice the tire. Just it is better on-road performer, quieter, better grip off-road, better grip on-road. It's just a much better tire. On to the K60 front. K60 front, I'm going to give a thumbs up. It's a really good tire. A lot of people really like it. It's got a center tread all the way around it, which is great for the road, which means you're going to get a lot of miles out of it. You don't have a lot of lugs hammering into the pavement. I run both of these tires I run the rear probably about a 39 cold, and right now my bike says the rear's 42, and I've been riding road to get to this gravel road. So it stays somewhere around the 40 to the 41 mark on hot days. It gets up to 42. I've seen 43. So that's what you get, and obviously I air down if it's going to be a lot of off-road riding. It's going to be wet because you need traction. On my scale from 10 to 1 on the rear on road, I'm going to give a 7 because it does good in the straights, but I can fishtail the rear on the pavement on a corner all day long. I I don't know what traction control is. Apparently they put it on these bikes, but I just turn it off. So it just doesn't grip well in the corners. I shouldn't say that, because I'm dropping the clutch and riding it hard and on the pipe all the time. But I think that it's a really good tire for the road. So like I said, I'm giving it a 7. Off-road, I'm going to give it a 6. This is still a true 50-50 tire. Does pretty good in the mud, cleans out well, get a little throttle, it cleans out real well, just throws out all the mud out. As far as gravel, I'm going to give it an 8. This is an excellent gravel tire. I really, really like this tire. It's going to be one of my go-to tires for like a true 50-50, just because it's going to get a lot of miles. I'll throw up some pictures of the tread depth of the front tire with the meter on it now, my little measuring stick, and then I'll throw up some pictures of the rear tire with the meter on it for my measuring stick. And this is probably, I'd say, I got to go back to my notes, but probably 4,000 miles on these tires. Probably not that. It's probably close to 3,000 miles on these tires. So this is a midlife tire review. Hopefully you guys liked it. Might throw in something up at the end here that I'm sure that I forgot about. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining.